he, her.
Boom. What's up, brother?
What's he saying?
Well, yeah, we are.
6. The mark of the beast, boy.
This is the Mark of the Beast. Here we are, another installment, episode number 6 of the He Ho podcast. Brother, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it.
As you realize, I want the viewers or listeners, audience, to be thinking, you know, we always talking to girls and give them space. And then they're supposed to be more male-centric.
It definitely is a podcast that is centered towards helping the men, the males in our society understand where they stand when it comes to acquiring female attention.
Doing it and getting on the purpose.
And yeah, definitely. And a lot of us Trinidadian men don't know what purpose even means, dog. We really just lost in the fucking wilderness, dog.
And the source.
Yeah, the source lost us.
Most, and I believe, I don't know when it became that or if it was always that, but most men do majority of their seeking, and it's about female validation.
Definitely. And we just here to tell you fellas tonight, that female validation thing is bullshit, dog. Stop looking for female validation.
You're going to rock on me for this. So, money, pack you in advance. I watch Too Hot to Handle.
What was Too Hot to Handle? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a Netflix show. It's Netflix reality series. What?
Fuck. Nah, you
got yeah, I'll pull it on myself. Pack you out. Okay, so it's a show about 5 singles. No, 10 singles.
Wait, is that a chick flick?
No, it's a reality series. So it's five men, 5 women. And they're out here fornicating, blah, blah, blah. And as they try to get an actual intimate relationship where it's a proper bond or they're able to pay a bond with somebody. Right. So it's the black guy, and they're doing it for like $100,000. So the black guy that won in the end, spoiler alert, he ended up getting $50,000 because he was single. He didn't end up with somebody, but he ended up growing the most quote unquote emotionally.
How they gonna estimate the growth?
No, he played that. I think he was in it for the money. To be from the jump, he was never on it for girls because the whole entire time it was like he trying to whatever. He not trying to hook up. He link up with one, and the only time he link up with that Chinese girl, and this is why I brought it up, is because the girl said she's nice type. So he had to make a point to prove I can still get you. And then he realized a lot of his validation or a lot of what because when he was young, people say he was ugly, whatever.
Right.
And now he just proven, I am not ugly. I can still get you. And as most men issue. Or he was an ugly man in school, he was a fat fuck, whatever. And now he's an adult now, I'm going to go gym because them girls that was cool, so I'm going to watch me now. And if that's your goal, that's shit. That's the point of it. Can't be female centric. Because then you'll just be doing this for the validation of the girl. And
to add to that point, dog, by the way, you're real wild to be watching that by yourself, big dog.
No, it was not. It was me and the next guy. It was
double pause, bro.
Yeah, it was bro. I wanted to watch our next show, but
so he influenced you to watch the show.
No, I influenced him because he went and watch the next show.
I like your honesty though.
Like put it this way, he has the big screen TV. You see why he set up.
Yeah.
I get rid of my TV, so he had the TV, and then yeah, I wanted to watch our next show. He's like, bro, I'm not watching no.
But to add to your point, though,
yeah, thank you.
That feminine validation that all men seek is because of we have a skewed sense of competition between men. If you understand where I'm coming from now, we fellas just look at other men who getting plenty bitches as the men.
Yeah, no, you can't say bitches. Don't say bitches.
Fuck that, dog.
Don't say bitches. Because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, so that's how he's really talk. Men don't get a lot of female attention.
All you have to forgive me tonight. Tonight is a kind of serious night that we deal with the men and them for sure. Yeah. Pause.
Money.
Come on, money. We deal with the fellas on them, right? We need them to understand that a lot of I had a circumstance that, well, not a circumstance, an issue that take place within the past month where I was privy to a conversation where a man was very distraught and frustrated by a next man telling his girl about his whereabouts. You understand? And yeah. And the sentiment was more of a situation where the man was saying, by this man telling my girl, all your wickedness, all you like torture, all you don't want no good man and all kind of thing, right? But the question is, why is he trying to gain a piece of flesh by disparaging our next man now, by? Would you consider that bitch made?
Yes.
Unequivocally.
Okay. Two fellas. Okay, I'm not sure if anybody has ever, or if you've listened to this podcast before. We've had females on, and I can tell you, a lot of them, and I'm going to say which ones, were good looking, according to standards.
That's some hitters, yeah.
Yeah, some girls who men would argue that, wow, or how you get whatever. Mm-hmm. And at no point would you realize that me and A Junkie, me and Baz, was like, oh, Baz, you can't talk on the mic.
Yeah,
or he was like, oh,
you're
skinny. It was never that. It was just, okay. Because we understood we are not at a scarcity. Or we call it what
it's called abundance mindset.
Yeah, we are at an abundance mindset. And that's the mindset men should have now.
Yeah.
Men is act like the one girl is the only girl or the last girl. And it's typically a girl they're not even with, to be honest with you.
Who they can't even get.
And they can't get her because they have put her on.
Yeah, this pedestal.
Yeah, which now someone like me with my semi-autistic self has to now hurricane kick her off of.
So in your head, the pedestal exists. Men doesn't put in these girls on the pedestal.
And it exists. Okay, Spanish girls, Venezuelan girls. When they came, they came in the country, everybody understood what kind of time it was. Until certain men are going to call the race, we all know what I'm talking about. They have naturally straight hair. Leave it right there. They would have now, girls that would have come, getting accustomed to, okay, you might have a box of KFC, cool. You went and make it that, nah, you're not carrying me out to dinner. And meanwhile, you fully well know these are prosties.
Yeah, these
and you have to go through a whole ring of a roll to get what was initially $200.
So it's entitlement.
And you've given them a sense of, because they didn't appreciate the treatment. You know, what they did was just raise the quote-unquote standard. And now, the first minister that goes on now was men who had no money.
Of course.
So before, it was just like, you was a incel. You would have been a incel, not you. But it would have incels. And this was the only chance to get any kind of sexual activity. Now, these same girls now have standards.
Right.
And they are sex workers.
Right. So this is where the haters get red out. Right? This is where we want to start to understand now, what is acquiring feminine attention?
The right way and...
Where's the right way and where's the wrong way? All right? I will tell you this. After countless conversations with females, in a very platonic way, of course, I might add, after countless conversations with females, what has been said is that women are not attracted to or aroused by men who have no purpose and value. Fellas, all you have to bring some kind of value. And if you don't bring value and you try to seek validation, that is basically spinning top in mud.
If your sole purpose, you're saying it nice. Okay, not nice, we're saying it in a roundabout.
A roundabout way. I try to be.
If your sole purpose is to have sex with a girl, if that's your purpose, and like you went and try a whole party, this whole elaborate scheme, because I mean everybody has made the mistake.
Presenting a mask.
To go on to go Lord of War, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He could have just live on his means, but no, you have to fake this entire thing to impress this girl, and then when she finally see you for what you are, she dips.
Of course.
Because she wasn't there for you.
She was there for the things.
The things.
Yeah, for sure. So stop presenting things as a way to get through to a woman.
And then he did all of that for her, which he shouldn't have done. He should have done all of that for himself. Not the lies and stuff. I'm talking about the acquiring that kind of thing. Regardless if it was an illegal means. So we're not condoning that you're going to do something like that, but I say it.
So what's the moral of this story?
The moral of the story is he should have done it for his validation. of himself.
Excellent.
His self-esteem. And then on the off chance, if a girl does come along, fine. Yeah. All right, it will be your choice then to be like, okay, I honor her or not.
Yeah.
But if you divert from your purpose or path to be like, oh, well, no, she's real pretty and she have a real nice breast and thing.
Pedestalizing these females.
Which I call Cito theory. S-I-T-O.
Explain to the listeners what is that.
You know, I always come up with the Cito theory. S, she, I, is, T, the, O, one.
Ah, boy.
Cito theory. Where, you know, you have that girl.
Yeah.
You meet her.
The trophy.
She's probably, and you're like, you telling all your friends, oh, no, she different, and she have a thing, and she does this, and it's how she's taking it, and you start to sensationalize or idealize this girl. But then when your friends watch her, it's like, who she?
She's just another female, though.
Yeah, she is standard. Nothing impressive.
Right.
And then
right.
you put her up on this, and that will be the one girl for some reason that you cannot get the kind of attention that you are looking for. So, I had to kind of talk from a standpoint where I'm not saying, hey, if all these girls go and have sex, whatever. I'm trying to be, you're looking for that kind of attention.
Of course.
Sexual attention.
For sure.
And you have given her enough of your attention and your resources, etc., to get this girl. And when you get this girl, then no, and you never do. Because she's not looking from you.
So women don't like men who
like them.
They like
In
men
short.
who dislike them. And dislike is a kind of vague word because it's not like you dislike them for them what they could bring. You just dislike the nature.
Okay. Anecdotal evidence now.
Anecdotal evidence.
And that's why I'm glad majority of this shit happened in secondary school for me. So all the girls that I'd try, oh, she's my best friend. And no, I remember I was telling girls I love them and all that bullshit. This is school. So it's like, whatever, it's like more than 20 years ago.
There are big men doing that now, though.
No. And you doing all of these things, they'd be like, we can still be best friends and blah, 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 blah.
Dog, if you're working in a corporate job, let me say you come out of university and you're working in something like, where's up NIB? Right?
Ministry of blah,
Ministry
blah, blah.
or whatever. And you have to literally go and do your 8 to 4 every day and wait for the government to pay you. And when the government pay you, you still can't even do nothing with this money. You have to pretend as though you have money for the majority of the month. And just this little pittance is what you're working for. You are in no way, shape, form, or capacity able to deal with a woman of any kind of status or what men like to say, they're besting on them.
And that's the thing. Well, no, but don't say that.
I will categorize it for you.
When he said deal with that, he talking about you playing on that money game.
Stop hugging your heart where your hand can reach.
In terms of playing that game that's not your lane. If you want to get that girl, sure, and I seen it can happen.
It might.
However, that one where you trying to be Brian Lara to this girl accustomed to X, Y.
You don't think she could smell you out? You don't think she could see you
no
money?
What she will do is
take what she can get.
Siphon it.
It's
and
sad.
pump.
Yeah.
Because she knows, like, okay, you can play this game. Let me see how much
Let me see how far you could go. Let me see how long your money is.
You know what I custom doing? I custom going bricks. I custom going Hyatt.
I custom going in the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me go and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And in them circumstances, now you have to set yourself and understand, is this honestly part of my purpose? Is bagging this
What is your purpose?
Exactly. Is bagging going Hyatt and impressing and showing that you can afford a room for a night and she might sleep with you, she mightn't sleep with you.
But this is Trinidad and Tobago, right, dog? And chances are she's been passed around. Chances are.
If she had custom like in Hyatt, you had a query. You had a query. What do you get like in a hotel for which? Like,
we do it.
Whoa, money.
So if this is her idea of having a good time with a man, chances are she's been there before with men who have imprinted her.
Oh, and also have the means.
And have the means, right? But the thing about it is, the men who have the means don't necessarily want to have these females as consistent or permanent fixations or fixtures in their life.
Because if fornication, okay, like mass fornication, like you just out there slaying broads left and right, is your goal. The I guess the way to do it would be the most efficient, the most cost-effective way. So if you can get down to where you have to, how much for a room now? Like 1,500.
No, dog.
I don't know. I'd ask my homie.
Yeah.
He's worked there. So he like $1,500 a night for this one girl, and most likely gonna be substandard. And you want idealize it in your head. Nah, she's do this thing, but when they go back to that second, third time, it's like it's quite lame.
It's very lame. It's better you to go in the palms up.
It's best you went with our next girl. Because Ceto theory, you made her the one and she's not. Because it's something you couldn't have. So you need to be able to say 48 laws of power, them grapes had to be sour because they can't get.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You gotta make them grapes sour.
Even if it coming in a form you could somewhat get it, you ought to know that what you're going to get is going to be to your detriment though.
Because unless it's of course in a manner which you are, weird about this episode, this sidetrack. You talk less standard English and I talk in more standard English.
Yeah.
We flip. Preponderance. Anyway.
Preponderant.
Where you going to go out of your way, as opposed to if the same girl that you put on a pedestal for some weird reason, you go out of none of your way and you still get through, and that's on your terms, bro. Because she already out your league. So if for some reason all your cross paths in this star-crossed fate of yours,
whatever that means,
and you end up getting through a full 100% and wherever you wanted in the first place, but you didn't really do anything with it, then by all means, enjoy.
Agreed.
Enjoy. Because you really didn't
just pull up on you and
you really didn't do anything there.
Like but let me get real, dog. How often that has happened to
for
the
men,
average man?
I want to see it happens to me. And then Willie believes me. It does happen to me.
Average man.
I'm an average guy.
All right.
I work CPAP.
Are you an 84?
Oh, average intelligence, you mean? No,
Yeah.
I'm above
All
average
right.
intelligence.
And these women who consider themselves sapiosexuals, that's what they're going behind these days now. Right? There's a new terminology for that, sapiosexual. Everybody is
Google it.
Just Google it. Everybody's a flipping sapiosexual, dog.
All you have to do is just watch for these trigger words, these buzzwords, and then you're going to know they're on shit.
Everybody.
So
in terms of that, they're not average. No. When we're coming back to how sneaky the feminine nature really could get, then we start seeing they don't really want you to know. And we're not really bashing on the ladies, let me tell you.
This was supposed to be all the fellas.
In the words of Vibes Cartel, Batty is my enemy, dog. Right? Pussy is my best friend. No matter what, me not left them. You understand?
I don't condone this message, but okay.
So we're not really bashing on it. We know women have our value. This is really targeted towards the men and them who, for want of a better word, can't seem to get it together. And we operating as though we crabs in a barrel. Because
scarcity mindset.
The scarcity mindset is running rampant.
I could understand if it was literally one girl in the world and one girl alone.
Yeah.
We might have to admit there will be wars fought for
I mean, of
school
course,
fed.
men will get violent about it.
But there's always another girl. There's no such thing as a Ceto theory. She's not the one. And you know when you realize she's not the one? When either you get it or when you get something else. Or 10 others something else.
Which is a very important point that we must segue into. When the novelty wears off, what then does a man have to do? Because you want to be monogamous and you want to have these values in place. But fellas...
Yeah, because you don't believe in monogamy.
For me?
Yeah.
Monogamy to me is not just sexual. Monogamy to me is a whole lifestyle, dog. Monogamy is where you're going to have to sacrifice for this one person for the rest of your entire life, dog.
It really had to be more than just sexual.
It have to be more than just sex.
Because because the reason why monogamy has not been working for the past few years is because, and this is going to upset people, a lot of people ended up with people that was just a jam. You went in far, you never vet this person past fucking them.
Yeah, it's a, let's call it
this was a sneaky link or a party flick, a fling, a one night stand that you just turned into a relationship.
So the exit was overdue.
And then you stayed for
Scarcity
years
mindset.
because you're thinking, crap.
But
And then
hold this one down.
And then you end up with a kid, and then it's like, you know what? Might as well get
So
married.
you're trying to.
That's why
insinuate
monogamy has
that a lot of men in this country, because we could only talk for the country we're in. Right?
I could talk about other countries too, but this specific one. This
country,
specific
right?
one.
A lot of men in this country, when being a woman for a jam,
Right. The sole
end up
purpose was the jam.
jumping through all these circus hoops.
Yeah.
And then when they actually get the jam,
Right.
it's like, boy, I don't invest so much. I
Yeah.
might as well just stay here.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then you stayed. And she was giving you clear signs, yo, do not deal me. I am damaged. I am broken.
But you're ignoring that because of your investment.
Because he invested and he's thinking, you know, I had to do table and next scale out there because it's so hard to get female attention now. Because she have
You ain't trying
20
to
minutes.
invest like that in the body.
So it's just like, you know what? I might as well just deal the girl. And then it started to get boring because there's only so much positions to have.
Cold, hard word, boy. Is that cool, hard word?
And it's like, okay, I could try to bowl our next girl, but because you never really liked the girl in the first, you never really vetted this girl to see, is this a person really compatible with me?
Number two.
Oh, that's number one.
Number two.
Number two.
Women do not really love us enough, fellas. They love what we could provide for them. You understand? This is my take on it. I don't really necessarily need anybody to agree on it, but they love us for what we could provide them.
And we are talking about modern women.
Modern women, of course.
Because I really, at one point in time, believe it had a point where women was just like ready for
I
the man.
admire him because he's a man.
And he's my man.
Yeah.
And it
they
was
used to
cool.
love just the fact that he's a man.
But now I believe it turned to what's in it for me. Now.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately? Yeah.
I mean, I can make my own money, so I need you for.
So why I need you?
So men have been turned to glorified dildos.
Of course.
They have turned into before
organic dildos.
Before sexual gratification was on a man's terms for one reason. I guess we was providing whatever. And however, it really counts physiologically speaking because if the girl come 20 million times or 30 million times, I don't break once. There's no child.
There's no child. Yeah.
I just need to break once. She can. So it really didn't matter about
misogyny.
Unfortunately, it didn't matter about her sexual fulfillment.
Satisfaction,
because this was strictly about physiologically speaking. I need to get my rock off in order for us to propagate this society.
For sure. Absolutely.
And do we hate women to see that?
No.
When it comes to that point where a woman could have an orgasm and then she makes a child based on that, then we could have that.
She becomes asexual?
No, I'm talking about like if she could get pregnant or she could make me, you understand what I'm saying?
With her ejaculate.
With her, or some kind of thing like that.
Right.
Where it's necessary that she comes because it really isn't.
So then we wouldn't be human.
Because we could go back to our beloved, our baby. When she said about the rose, because it's like, yeah, you not fulfilled, but then who cares?
Make up yourself, Lady G, wherever you're standing up.
Wherever you're standing up. But who cares? Because if he doesn't ejac, there's no kid. If you don't ejac, you just frustrated.
You just, annoyed. Right?
And it's like, oh, I had to get a rose.
Again. So.
That's two.
You're not loved for who you are. You're loved for what you could provide. Basically.
Tangible things.
And it's always tangible things. Number 3.
By tangible, you actually mean we are talking about stuff.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about you are a great guide.
No. We talking about you have to have the car, you have to have the money, you have to have the looks, you have to have the job, you have to have the intelligence, you have to have these things.
The piggy game.
You have to have the dick game, you have to have the fucking lacquer.
You have to have the 12-inch penis that not send us off. You have to be 6 foot plus.
You don't have to hit your ankle, look. You understand? And then you have to be tall enough, and then you have to be smart enough.
You have to be able to jam she whole night, 20 rounds, and still be able to work a full shift.
And the saddest part of this these women are not even where you would consider the higher echelon of female standard and beauty.
So while you are training, because you had a good gym body, so you had to be working out. Yeah. So 24 hours in a day, you had to be working out, you had to work, you had to be on your purpose, other thing. Then had to be about her. And what is she doing to meet you?
Yeah.
She just providing.
So you basically spending your day trying to become a romance novel character.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist.
And basically, what is she doing? Just giving you half a vagina.
And sometimes
because you think
it's actually the bare minimum type of vagina too.
And
I don't know the kind of vagina we're talking about here. the BM vagina.
We're talking about who lives in a pineapple under sea. SpongeBob
SquarePants vagina. Right? The regular lie down on the bed. Go on your
Just
knees.
finish now. You're done and there's turnover.
There's no submission in sex.
There's no romance.
There's no romance. There's no I'm so aroused.
And then she's most likely thinking about something else or somebody.
More than likely.
If not using her rose.
Right? But again, these are things that will never be said from the literal horse's mouth or the mare's mouth. So we come in here to give all of the truth, fellas. Who have ears to hear,
Let them hear.
let them hear. Who doesn't, well.
These post 1945 girls.
Yeah, post-suffragette.
These post-suffragette bitches.
Don't call them that. We love you. We love you.
They have damned themselves.
No.
Yes.
The cycle. We will deal with that on our later date. When we are ladies on the show, we will deal with that, right?
Yeah.
But for the men and them, here what's going on.
Here we go.
So we reached number 4 now, right? I hope they're taking notes. If not notes, if you blasted hardened, I know you're going to run your vehicle into a precipice because you're not listening. The number 4 is that when you actually have a female, you have to understand what is the hierarchy of things. What is the hierarchy of things?
By have a female, he means a partner.
A partner.
We're not talking about your best friend.
You happen to do the whole shenanigans and you end up with a woman, you could say, you know what? She better than yours.
Yeah.
In some way or form.
She probably isn't, but yeah.
It is what it is, right? What is the hierarchy of things? You cannot be in a relationship with a woman and leading by committee. You might ask what leading by committee means. The 50-50, the my say is just as important as yours.
I've tried it. I've honestly tried it. I was young, right, in the 20s. I've tried
That's
it.
naivety.
No, because you're thinking, you know what? This song's nice.
Yeah. On paper is excellent. On paper,
It
equality.
looks
So
really lovely.
until we
and
start,
then remember,
you know is the fuck up part? On paper, it looks good. But when you come in real life and you're actually expecting the other side to be as equally strong as you are.
because she's not, when she says 50-50, she means she's in charge.
Yeah.
It's never, it's not 50-50. It's she's in
never
charge.
50-50.
She wants you to be the physical force and she's the
brains.
mental force.
Yeah, she's the brains.
And it doesn't work like that. And I've tested it out.
Yeah.
In my
It
20s.
wouldn't work like that.
My anecdote is just that you give them that preeminence. Oh, big word. You give them that preeminence.
Fighting wild tonight with these vocab.
You give
thesaurus.
thesaurus.
Yeah. The fight back.
Yes, 2 is still in. You give this woman in your life preeminence over you. She will not respect you. You have lost frame.
There's a hierarchy of things.
She is going to take the conversation I had with the young lady that I'm talking about. I was like, I told her this. You realize when you are running this relationship, it runs straight into our wall.
Yeah, we end up in conflict. All this.
No, the relationship runs straight into our wall. It doesn't work.
Can't work.
Guess what's her response? Let's go for it. Guess what's her response? Because you know the what I'm talking about.
From a wide range of
You know
things
what
that I
I'm about.
think the person would say, she's okay.
Wow, that was 100% what she said.
Right.
No, but I don't know. Added to, I don't care. I still want to run it.
Of course. Because why would I give up power when I have it?
In terms of, this is feeling, I understand that it's feeling. I fully grasp that this is a field experiment. However, fuck you.
It all boils down to when you allow the frame to be lost, respect will never be regained.
Yeah.
So fellas, if you lose respect in a relationship, I challenge you today. I challenge you now, fellas, today, right? You're in a relationship today.
Lose your frame challenge.
It's a lose your frame challenge. Let me see if you really could regain respect from the woman when you give her that 50-50.
When you give her preeminence.
When you give her, according to Toolman, preeminence. Let's say you go and take back your preeminence. You approach this woman and say, hey, listen, do you consider me the leader of this relationship?
And she will tell you no.
Look her in her eye. Do not look away.
She will tell you no.
And tell me, ask her, who is the leader of this relationship?
If she says her, leave.
Fellas, if she says we could lead this, remember that means she is in charge. If she says you, then we have some further questions that we need to ask. Good. So if she says, baby, well, you is the leader of the relationship, just know the rules has just begun.
The game has now started. The game has now started. Let's play a game. Oh, we had a game. Let's play a game.
Yeah. Right? So let's play. Number 2. I'm going to say number 2. Number 2. What we're going to have to deal with now is when you ask this woman who's in charge and she says you, tell her, are you willing to submit to my every command?
Oh, she's going to say no. Wait, 'cause she's going to say no. 100% she's going to say no.
Good. So if Bobby Head, a.k.a. our Prime Minister Keith Rowley, right, decides to put a mandate in place on the citizens of this country, what or how can you change this mandate? Some people try to protest. Some people will
killing them.
The government to court.
Killing them. That's the only way.
Outside of that, the government will use force and brute force to enforce their way.
Oh.
And that is leadership.
And the best part about what you're talking about is primarily, the women that you will have this conversation with are Christian women.
Primarily.
Are Christian
For the
women.
most part. We don't talk to the Muslims and Hindus.
So she will say, well, Jesus is my Lord. You're not my Lord. Jesus is my Lord. Or she will say, Jesus is my husband. Or she will say, Jesus comes from the sky and does whatever.
Yeah.
To which point, I will read a specific verse in this Bible. And she will say, that's back in time. She will find any way to convolute whatever that book says. So the most Christian women are of the devil.
That's some strong words
they're dealing with Shaitan. They're dealing with him.
Shaitan is everywhere.
They're dealing with him. They're dealing with him.
No, he is everywhere.
They're dealing with the first of the fallen. They're dealing with him.
So the fallout has begun. All right? We ask this woman, are you willing to submit to my every command? She says, no.
She's going to tell you no.
She will tell you no. Because in her mind, submitting to you means slavery. But in the opposite way.
It's a men who would abuse that shit.
Yeah, of course.
But we're talking about rational
thinking.
Rational
and you're not going
adults.
and basically part chain around this girl and I can drag her around the city.
Unless she ain't it.
Unless she won that shit. But back to the point. You are now going to have to realize that there is no way, buddy, outside of doing something illegal to this young lady, that you are going to regain that level of power in your relationship. So, there and then, you have to do 2 things. I'm telling you how it's going to go. I'm telling you how it's going to go. When it happens, just know we fight any forces that shaitan.
You're not fighting her. You're fighting the demon that's controlling her.
There's a strong demonic presence in the relationship world that keeps us males and females divided.
Separated.
Right? So the correlation is if she sees you being submissive to you as slavery, your form of slavery is having responsibility without authority. I'm going to break it down now. If you're responsible for something and you can't say what it could do from what it can do, then you're a slave to this shit, dog. So plenty of other fellas is slaves to this shit and coping real hard.
So you find yourself in the bars often now?
Drinking.
You find yourself in the whole houses now? You find yourself just lying with the fellas?
You find yourself in DMs.
Because it's just like you don't get respect here. So let me go and try to get respect or validation somewhere else. Because she does not watch you like a man. She watches you like, I have one here.
Yeah. I have dominion over this.
Yeah, that's why I find it kind of disrespectful when girls want to sit down on men's lap now. I sit down and observe it.
It's a form of ownership.
I sit down and watch it. And at first, remember, we would have been in secondary school.
I
was like, things sit down on my lap. But now I just sit down.
She just mark her territory. Better she pee on you, so other females can smell her pee.
Okay, think about it. If you could sit down on a man lap, pause, like you literally.
Well, not me, but
no, I'm talking about yeah, exactly. Yeah. Imagine a man dominate you to the point, like he just have you bitch meat, beat you up. And he said, like his Joker. His Joker from Batman is like just a catch kick, he sit on your lap and pat you on the head and thing. Like, you can't do nothing.
Yeah. Like Rick from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Pretty much. Think about that now. That's basically just sitting on your lap.
That means you're fangless.
Yes. You can't.
You're non-venomous.
Like he good. He not going to do
He's
that.
a good little boy.
He not going to do that. Just sit down there and look good for the camera.
You didn't tell her sit down on your lap, you know. She sat on your lap.
Yeah, because that's what you are. A chair.
That is.
Yeah.
But she cock up and pee on your lap.
If she hasn't already.
Most likely she did.
That
because she probably used her rose and you know went on there.
So
Jesus.
Yeah, Lady G, you need help.
This is where the air really gets a little bit rarer now.
So she has made you bitch made. And when I say make you bitch made, that's what I say. So you sit there, you gotta watch the kind of certain motions that she does. Does she embarrass you in front of people, even in the slightest way?
Does she overtalk you? Does she out-talk you?
Even in the slightest way. Because Jesus Christ. I have a million of these stories. I just taking blows on this in this dating market. Blows.
You have been taking blows?
Well, I mean, I don't
you know why it would seem that way? Because you're still maintaining some semblance of standards though.
And I'm watching like, and that's when we started talking now about game and theory, that kind of stuff. And then I had to think about abundance mindset. Fellas, you on a date with a girl, she starts to play this boss B routine, leave.
Oh no, then go at disappear. Disappear.
Leave.
Yeah, disappear.
No, it sounds cold. It sounds harsh. She needs to understand that behavioral conditioning is not acceptable. Yeah. So you talk to her like, ma'am, it's not like
that's not gonna work.
Okay, because on a date, really and truly, you're really trying to get to know a first date. You're trying to get to know you actually waste the time to go on a date because I find dating is bullshit.
It is.
You waste the time to go.
Extra effort for the same result.
Yeah, thank you.
Basically.
So you get to know her, and then she playing this. I had to take 1,000,001 Instagram photos and post it up of herself online. She had to do all these things. You just basically there to be her therapist.
I much prefer you keep your phone in your purse and don't take it out at all.
At all. Thank you. That's anybody. Because when you lie with your dogs, honestly, you say like it's decency. Unless there's some weirdo lying with you.
And then you pull out your phone and you're going through shit that you know really not important.
You just bored.
Yeah.
So you have time to be taking all these pictures so you could show that you live in a lifestyle so other men could talk to you. Cool, fine enough. As a male, you sit there now observing this. You know it's bothering you. But you're trying to have social decency and your mother would have conditioned you.
You want to be accepted.
Thank you. You are supposed to say, get up. Because I tell you, I made the mistake. I have made the mistake. Get up. I come back right now. Or, like my dog from Goodness Gracious Me, check please.
Yeah, I already do.
Yeah.
It does.
Nah, because I've not seen a future in this. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Do not fall victim to gaslighting. Do not, I repeat.
What kind of man you is? You see things.
Do not fall victim to gaslighting. Now,
yes,
you have no reason to be dating if your salary in this day and age is less than $10,000 a month. There's a wild take, but I'm standing up on my hill though. Again, it's a waste of time if you're not making $10,000 a month and up.
Matter of fact, dating in general to me is a waste of time and resources.
Dating is at the all right, but underneath that,
I will go as far as you shouldn't be dating if you're not ready with a girl.
Yeah, if that is not a girl,
so carry her to botanical gardens.
Yeah, carry she man's and dog. Sit down on the side of the water.
Botanical gardens, or carry her to your local watering hole. See if she can lime. Because clearly you're not in it to get to know her anyway. Don't lie to yourself.
It's for the how MTR say the viscous innards.
Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to this chick for?
Nah.
If you're conflicted about that, bro, go home, watch thing, and sit down. Do I really like this girl? Because most of the times, no, she's just looking good.
Most of the times, it's just to get your rocks off.
You met her on our dating app, most likely.
Chances are.
You check the bio description, you're like, but the first thing you think, yeah, sure, bad. I could go inside. That's the only reason you did it, is not to get to know her. So don't lie about that shit.
It's true.
You're wasting your time and you're wasting her time.
You're not really wasting her time, because she in it for something.
She getting the meal.
Yeah.
She getting the Instagram photos.
Come on.
But you in it for the one thing. And that's the one thing she is making sure Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, she dangled it in front of your face.
And you're supposed to say, oh, serious? Fuck off. Use Vicks.
So we're not trying to say you're going to ask this woman, you gave me pussy or you not give me pussy because that's too crude.
Anecdotal, I have evidence. It works. It does in fact work.
But we're not trying to say do that because there are some men they're not able to really mean it. When
I have a brethren on a line. You know them guys who like to go for them 2 gyros?
Jesus Christ.
So he carry for the 2 gyros. He's driving the car. He stops the car mid-drive. So you're suck the brake, right?
Excellent move.
No. So you're suck the brake, right? And she's like, at this point, look, yeah. So he ended up, bam.
Well, all right.
And the partner was in the back. See, bam, ruler symmetry.
Yeah.
Ruler symmetry.
I mean, ladies,
it sounds crude.
It sounds crude, but the point is,
you had no intention of doing what he wanted.
If this is not your man, stop going on dates. The dating.
Stop. You make any man spend his money and you have no intention of being with this guy.
Man. You just
because you're having sex with her. Most likely, okay, anecdotal. I tell you, I made some bad, bounce my head bad. I can tell you, don't make my mistake. How would you feel? Because we dealing with bitch made shit, and this is what he all for. Like, don't think that I saw above.
Come on,
I've made him.
All men have made mistakes.
How would you feel? Bad. A girl tells you because all they going on a date or whatever, and she's telling, well, you know, what do you think about a girl with a high body count? So
she asking me this,
yeah, and even further. So you ask the question, so you're having sex with anybody else, whatever, because you're thinking, you know, I single, I ain't having sex with nobody. So you single, you're supposed to be on the same wavelength. No, I had sex last week. And she pulled out her phone.
She's very much in her right to say she had sex last week, eh?
Yeah, she is. However,
thanks for saying that.
No, she is. She could tell you the truth. Yeah. However, you put in this effort and all these things. And some man eating the food and did not put in the effort.
Some man will not eat the food after you date.
Thank you. After you drop it home, I reach home. Whoop, you fed up.
She belly full.
Belly full.
She gonna get the innards full up.
And when you go in for the however, she turn the face. She get the fucking turn the face. You know what I'm talking about, niggas. You know what I'm talking about.
Fellas, if you're going off with it and you don't get a kiss, consider it done, dog.
Yeah, leave that girl alone.
Stop it.
Leave that girl alone. Stop it.
You need some therapy.
What's the Michael Jordan thing? Stop it. Yeah. You're embarrassing yourself.
You're embarrassing yourself. Yeah. Yeah, you need help.
That is licks.
Get some help.
Why put yourself through that when all you know you wanted? Don't lie to yourself.
A lot of boyhood trauma goes into this.
No, and here's the thing. Most of the time, because you gotta be a gentleman. That shit went out with 1945. So World War II, throw that shit out the window.
Not even so. Not even that. In addition to World War II throwing chivalry out the window, chivalry is not welcomed in the modern day form of feminism.
Yeah, remember, they wanted equal rights. They wanted
equality. Chivalry was based on the fact that, we're better than these women, so let us be a little bit benevolent and give them a little bit more than the average person. Because
so pull out a chair.
Yeah, you pull out a chair. She can't walk on water.
I'm telling you. Yeah. I have never... It's a good one. It's legit. It has never worked out with me when I went on a date. It has always worked out in the favor what I wanted when it was just, as you see that.
Did you doing it?
As you see that, come meet me, 2 drinks, licks.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Why? And that comes out to be a way more cost efficient evening.
More cost efficient and more satisfactory for both parties.
Because you get in the nipper punch and you wanted to drink anyway. You're getting to drink your Guinness. You're getting to be yourself.
You're getting to hang the way you want
to hang.
Yeah.
You don't want to
go. No pun intended. Yeah.
Legitimately, what man like fine dining? Niggas, you do not like fine dining. No man wants to go to a restaurant
and eat
across the table food. And hello, and this is a lovely steak.
No.
Thank you.
There's a place for that. There's a place for it.
Business meetings.
Business, right? Other than business, other than the agenda being this female being something of value to your purpose and your plan.
Because, she a bad shorty and she know to act in public. You could bring on them kind of settings.
Yeah, this is where you kind of vet your shorty to see.
Yeah.
She could be okay in the settings. But
no visible tattoos.
Yeah. She seems
No tramp stamps.
no kind of bad reputation. She could treat the waitress and the servant.
She knows how to eat with the fork and
She
knife.
know what direction, which hand to hold in the fork, how to place the fork down. She has etiquette.
By all means, yeah.
You try that. But that's only if you live in that lifestyle, dog, and you're going to be in those circles and in those places.
But most of you...
Let me get real.
Most of you...
You're not going on.
Was he liberated, optimistic, serious...
the losers.
Yeah, the losers.
The losers.
You
the
loser.
losers.
You loser out there.
It's a loser, dog, and you're not supposed to be in a blasted high-end restaurant because you don't usually be in high-end restaurants.
You speak on the corner line with your dogs.
Dog is buy boxer dead. Is buy pie in the morning. Is eat
What the
ramen and thing, dog. Whether you do be in a restaurant.
No, I hate fine dining.
Right, so
I hate fine dining. I hate it.
if you have no need to be in those situations, stop pretending that way.
And stop carrying these girls' parties.
Stop. Oh,
Stop paying for these girls to go out.
That one is a real. That's number 6 because we reached number 5. Yeah. Stop carrying these women to parties, dog. If you have to carry a bro to a party that is not your bro, you're really spinning top in mud.
Okay, I can understand.
Chances are it's going to be to get any party same way.
I can understand if you met at the party. I could understand if all they know each other from class or work setting. I know everybody goes as a group.
Boom, everybody in the party together.
You carrying a girl on a date.
Yeah. So,
okay, so loser means
go ahead.
Liberated, optimistic, self-assured, empowered, rising. You loser. I got a little acronym so you don't feel bad when I call it a loser. No, not you.
Yeah, anybody who is a loser.
You're
right?
a loser. So if this is you, you liberate,
Be free, dog, and stop
free.
trying to shackle
Optimistic.
yourself to this whole idea that you need to appear as something you're not in order to get what you want.
And what you want, honestly, is pussy.
Every man wants pussy.
And if
dog.
that's what you want, I find that I cannot dumb pussy, to be honest with you. Because I think you get a...
You see, pussy comes when you're on your shit.
Yeah.
Pussy, when you're on your shit, pussy coming in the supermarket. Pussy coming in the fucking...
Pussy comes when you're not looking for it.
That is it.
When you look for it, it is invisible.
So stop chasing the almighty cat.
Because the girls that you get, the girls that you want, you're not getting. And the girls that you getting, you don't want.
That is when you chase it. When you chase it, it becomes a means to end because you're getting exhausted, dog.
You will never... Oh, okay. You'll never gain a woman. You'll never gain $1 chasing a woman. But you will always gain a woman.
Chasing a
$1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, you'll always...
That's it was a future?
No. That's I think I love my wife with Chris Rock.
Honestly, the sense behind it is that once you're behind the dollar, and I wouldn't even say chase the dollar, like that would just be on your purpose, you'll have resources. And what's the number one thing women want? No resources?
The way resources, and because we touch on sneak breeding. That's a different thing entirely.
That's a different thing entirely, and we need the women to be here.
And most of it's not sneak
back
breeder.
them in our corner. Yeah, majority of men is not sneak breeders. Or they don't have the venom in here to just meet abroad and just today for today lick down the thing. That's a rare classification, man, to be a sneak breeder. Right? But in case they don't know what a sneak breeder is, we give it a definition, right, dog? See if we can pull up what sneak breeding really means in the Urban Dictionary.
No, that's actual term.
It's an actual term. So yeah, we're gonna pull up where the actual term sneak breeding comes from and just educate on the situation. Jeez.
Yeah. A snake breeder. Yeah, man.
Right, so yeah, definitely from dog, this yeah, look at right there.
Yes.
No, that's reptilian breeding.
No, remember this is animal thing, This is actually happening.
All right, so let me try and break it down for you. In any mammalian community, you will find that there's an alpha male.
Right.
And outside of the alpha male, there will be the peripheral males, who are the enforcers, who might be...
Look at our wolf pack,
yeah,
for instance. Yeah.
Basically. Let me look at chimpanzees, because they're the closest thing to us.
And we as monkey brain surgeons
As monkey brain surgeons, we must analyze our monkey behavior, our primate behavior. So we're watching at the alpha chimp having access to all the women in his group or troop. Then we get into the point of the sneak breeding or mating is the men, the other chimps. Let's do it. Yeah.
Sneak mating. As we say, sneak breeding. Sneak mating.
Yeah, mating.
A practice in which male animals that do not form or defend territories or nest sites or do not vocalize or give displays that attract mates intercept females and mate with them before the females reach the larger, more dominant territorial or displaying males. Snake mating has a low success rate, but is frequently the only reproductive strategy available to smaller subordinate.
We could liken that to the maxi men who is be leading with the smallies and them. Sneak breeding. Just before they leave secondary school, you are the one who is getting them a little 200, a little 1,000 because it's inflation nowadays, right? So you get them a little money, you take them when they're fresh, and you deal with them. Just before they go into university or some other place that you would not be able to compete with the men in that category. That's why you call a sneak mater or a sneak breeder. Don't be to be that.
Some men have to do that.
To be that, you have to be that. You can't choose to be a sneak breeder.
Or you can try to actually have a purpose and be about it.
And be about it. But both ways is difficult business you're dealing with here because when you get caught being a sneak mate or a sneak breeder, you're going to get a rape charge. Number one. Number two,
you're going to get beat up.
You get licks. Number three, you always have to be on your run.
You know what sneak breeding is equivalent to what is now called sneaky links. What's a sneaky link?
Yeah.
He's not a man in her life.
Yeah, you're just there to provide the validation from why are you even taking this man on?
And it's typically a man that you don't see with the girl. It's just,
yeah. Because she don't really want to be seen with you, but it's another means starting.
It's a shameful thing that she going through.
Yeah, she knows shame. She knows shame.
Yeah. That's
baby girl, you're down bad. You're down bad if you're doing that. Don't sneak. I know that's your mate, yeah?
Most of what they do not. So.
But, God, boy.
Most of what they do not.
I mean, forget that, you know?
Yeah. I want to bring up sneak breeding when we have girls on.
When the girls on, we will talk about that sneak breeding because we need to back them in our corner and literally have them explain the truth.
And hit them with the kabong.
Right? So, ultimately, fellas, it is in your best interest to stop depending on society, primarily females, to validate you. Number two, you have to do the hard work. You have to do it. Don't have no way around the hard work, you know.
No cry. Remember this is there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, you have to do the hard work.
If you as a man, I'm gonna say nothing wrong with crying, but yeah, there's a lot of crying. You really realize, like when Michael Jordan or one of them men who win the championship, when they break down in tears,
overwhelmed.
When they break down in tears, they cry. That's acceptable. You wanna know why? Because they hold the championship. They finish their purpose.
For sure.
At the end of your purpose, you could do whatever F you want. You could cry. Because you're watching the mountaintop. Yeah.
You don't look down on these people. You can cry and it's fine. Nobody can say
you
didn't achieve.
When you see Jordan crying and tears and whatever, nobody said, where's Michael Jordan? Our pussy.
The man played through broken fingers. The man played through illness.
Yeah.
Nobody was coming to play for him.
Yeah.
He had to do it.
So he had to do what he had to do. And there's plenty of men you see. Well, I wanted to say Will Smith, but now he get bitch made.
I used to think Will Smith, you know.
Yeah, but
Will Smith had me. He had me. Going with him, you know.
No, wait, don't wait. I can't rock with you.
Until fellas again.
I can't rock with you.
Good one. Good one. But until he lost his frame and he gave Jada what she wasn't supposed to control. And she ran the relationship aground.
I have a theory on that, but I'll leave that for next time. But basically is...
Let me guess.
What?
Let me guess.
What was it?
Is it that the whole open relationship thing was her idea?
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. The reason why she in love with Tupac.
I think Tupac.
Well,
we will talk about that. Yeah. That's a different topic.
I just think the only reason why is because as he one man who didn't try to have sex with her. But the reason he didn't have sex with her is not because he... Anyway, but...
we don't go down
Nose rings.
That's cracking territory, though. The cracking.
Yeah, I thought too much Tupac fans. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, what is it? Sorry.
Yeah, back to... No. You're right. But the whole point is you don't want to not do the hard work. Because when you do... Life is about suffering. First and foremost.
Accepting. Oh, we had to talk some philosophical.
Some preponderance of pondering. So life is really about struggle regardless. There's no day that you don't have to struggle to gain anything. You have to struggle to even buy food. You have to struggle. To even acquire a mate is a struggle. But if you do not choose your struggle, the ungodly struggles that will come your way is something that you would wish you had a purpose to really go down that road with.
Keep going.
So your struggle now should be your mission. And you should choose a hard enough mission to keep you focused on the struggle.
But not so hard that you lose motivation.
Not so hard that you get burnt out.
It's a curve. I believe there's a curve for it.
Yeah.
We'll
pull up all that fear, but at the end of the day, you have to struggle. And without that struggle, you're not going to become stronger, you're not going to become wiser, you're not going to become more adept, you're not going to become more resourceful. You're just going to remain in your bitch-made state.
And complain about some shit.
And then they're going to make the feminists look at you and use you in their whole agenda against you. No feminist likes men. They don't like men.
And they are not for your benefit.
They're not for your benefit. So stop allowing them and agreeing with the nonsense because it just make you get validated to get a little pum-pum dog. According to a friend of mine, a little pussy dog. Right? Stop running down the pussy like that. Because you would not be satisfied in the end. The real struggle is come from waking up in the morning and doing what you have to do, regardless of whether you're sleepy, regardless of whether rain falling, regardless of whatever the situation. You have to do what you said you were going to do.
And as a man, interestingly enough, nobody really gives a fuck if you cry.
No one cares.
You know when you care if you cry? When you get through. That's why I said, make sure you win.
Make sure win, right? And people say, yeah, boy, dog, boy, I understand why you're crying.
Yeah, you went through that.
You fight it. You fight it.
You really deserve that, boy.
They watch your brother and say, nah, that man really fight it, dog. He deserve that. He deserve to cry now, right? But nobody gives a fuck
about your failure, your excuses.
No one cares. When you show weakness, you're just going to be lumped in the category with the rest of losers.
Pursuit of happiness.
No one
Remember,
cares.
he had that little boy, that's
that urinal
to suffer quiet. That's how men
suffer in silence.
He couldn't use it, and he had to close that thing with his son on his lap, and he just had that, and he had to hold that together.
He had to fight it
because if he had loose frame in front of his son. Well, it worked out for him in the end. Not Will Smith. It worked out for the real person.
For the actor, yeah. But you don't want to give up on your fight. Choose a struggle, gentlemen, and stick with your struggle. Do not give up on your fight, because when you give up on your fight, you will start seeking validation on the outside from these unnecessary places.
And it wouldn't benefit you to get that validation, unfortunately.
It never is beneficial. It will always be to destroy your masculinity. And without your masculinity, you cannot attract femininity. So, make the choice, as I said before, who have ears to hear, let them hear. All right? And you can handle difficulties, dog.
No, keep talking.
Yeah. So whoever you say, let them hear. And from the time you start seeing that your struggle ends up with rewards, it's going to be a roller coaster. And before you know it, you will be like, you remember when I used to run down, girl? And no more, you will have to do it. So just generally speaking, all of you fellas who might want to disagree with me, I don't give a fuck. No one cares. Number one. Number two, I don't care if you get pussy or you don't get pussy, because that
you ain't making me break.
You can't, according to me, you can't fuck me, dog. So I don't care.
Well, who you bullying don't make me break?
Yeah, for sure.
And what you eating don't make me shit.
Come on. So this is me doing a PSA based on what we've been seeing in the public, the sexual marketplace, what we've been hearing from women, and what we've been seeing with our own two eyes. A lot of men, a lot of all you, not trying to stay on your struggle. All right? Again, I don't care if you get a birthday or tomorrow. No, I don't care if you make $1 million today or tomorrow. It doesn't affect my life or interest me in any way. But for the most part, it will improve our sexual marketplace and our dating place, because we are in a shambles right now.
All right. Have it. Okay. So for you fellas, we are going a little philosophical stance. Whatever.
We're going to preponder here.
Preponderance. So there's the Tao Te Ching. There's Chinese philosophy, Taoism, blah, blah, blah. You know, that thing where they have the...
Not for the Christians.
Yeah, apparently it could. There's like, you know, the thing with the half circle as have the black and white and playing Tai Chi. Yin yang. Thank you. Yin yang. So there's like chapter 13. So accept this grace willingly. Accept misfortune as a human condition. What do you mean by accept this grace willingly? Accept being unimportant. Do not be concerned with loss or gain. This is called accepting this grace willingly. What do you mean by accepting misfortune as the human condition? Misfortune comes from having a body. Without a body, how could there be misfortune? Surrender yourself humbly. Then you can be trusted to care for all things. Love the world as your own self. Then you can truly care for all things. So as try to go.
Yeah.
So the reason I say that is the human condition is suffering. Unfortunately.
Naturally.
As a male.
Yeah.
Just
you have a body, you're going to suffer.
Accept the fact that, bro,
you're going
there's
to
bullets
suffer.
you're going to collect out there.
No one cares.
No one cares. Because everybody, all the men that you know going through the bullets.
They rather see it on your shield dead than you crying in that corner.
And we only like success stories. Because
Or matters.
yeah, success stories.
Yeah. No one cares about your failure story. I could have be this. I was going to be that. I could have played football a long time. I would have go this play. Who gives a fuck? No one. Nobody gives a shit. So continue to pander to these women and try to seek validation with things that you really aren't. And you're going to still suffer. Because the woman you want, you're not going to get. And the woman you get, you're definitely not going to want. So you're going to just be spinning up in mud. And I think we happen on this long enough, by brother, way.
Yeah.
You know, we talk to them who are ears to fucking hear. Let them hear.
If you're going to be crying on a man, coach, if you're going to be horning your girl because you're outing, because as not your girl because you don't like the bitch.
You don't like the bitch, dog.
You don't like her. So if you got to go through all of this, bro, just don't lie to yourself.
Just stop it. Like, be real.
Don't like
As
this.
men out here,
Don't like
we
this.
gotta be real, dog. And the
If you
reality
know-
is, they're not going to
If
accept.
you know you line up
your
with
failures.
girls, come on a party or a fling, stop dealing these one night stands. Maybe you should just not be doing one night stands. If you're going,
I know a couple men well who would
oh,
one
get
night
end up
stands,
married to them.
who admitted to me that, hey,
Man,
I was just a little touching.
Boy, I was just cutting my flick, you know. I always say,
And now,
now you're walking down the aisle with your father that you hate, have a child with the bitch, and you're like, God, what is it? And my name be your child.
I started talking tongues there, by the way. The demonic. That is what it is. Absolutely demonic.
We gotta light the incense next time.
Right.
Anyway, so
What's this here?
yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Lack of motivation grows. Performance level and demands. I forget what it's called.
Oh, this is the curve. It was the stress curve. All right. So we're gonna explain to you about this little stress curve if you need a little bit more enlightenment in terms of how to be on your purpose.
Okay, this is Harvard Business Review. So, you know, I just don't be getting shit on Wikipedia.
Yeah. This is the Yerkes-Dodson law. How anxiety affects performance. Right
So-
here. Go ahead, brother.
On one end is how a curve does work is on one end you see performance and next end arousal. So you need to be directly in the middle. If you're too aroused, you're not going to perform. If you're performing too much, fuck, I'm doing this bad. I'm doing this poor.
Yeah.
I'm doing this very poor. And you can't do it like
You would. Okay, you have a second chance. Kill them.
No. Arousal, performance, stress curve. Well, is it?
All right, so
Yeah.
this is a stress curve. All right, in the stress curve, there's the x-axis, the y-axis. Who understands that? We will deal with that, right? Now,
If you had to say Cartesian plane, are you going to say Cartesian plane?
no,
Okay.
that's too much for them.
Okay.
All right, that's too much for people to understand right now. This hour, but on the x-axis, you're basically dealing with performance. On the y-axis, you're dealing with arousal, demands, things that actually you enjoy, right? These are the pleasures of life that you get to experience based on your performance in life. All right?
Okay.
So
be better.
the more you are burdened to perform is the less you will enjoy life. The more you try to enjoy life is the less you'll be able to perform.
I know we had to talk to the losers because almost all is video game players anyway.
Correct.
So, you know, when the game too hard, it's just like, oh shit, this stressful. I throw down the controller.
You're out.
You need to get it in such a way where it's challenging,
But you could
but
overcome it.
it's overcoming.
Yeah.
Your goals should supposed to align just like that. The
Progressive
reason why
overload.
video games reach the point where it reaches because That's the only kind of gratification as a man you getting out there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And
Like, so you could go into this mystical world or whatever, and you could, for that moment where you're playing it, you're so absorbed and engrossed in this, and you don't get up. If you could get a goal that's have you so dedicated like you are on this video game, where you just like, that's the goal to pick, where it's like, it becomes almost second nature to you.
so you perform much better.
Because it's challenging. It's not too easy, so you don't drop it because it's like, yeah, this shit. Whatever. You get fed up with it.
And the results of that now,
Your life is better.
and you're going to have access to more arousal, right? But just know, when you start going into arousal, you're diminishing your ability to perform. So the porn, the weed, the video games, the addictive substances, that is too much arousal because you're fucking up your dopamine.
Yeah, joking. And as a teenager, all a week.
Yeah, your dopaministic urges will be so limited now because you fry your monkey brain, basically.
Right. And we know because we have our MBS, monkey brain surgeon.
Yeah, we have monkey brain surgeons.
Degree, MBSD.
For sure. So your motivation will grow the more you perform. When you're performing at your best, you will basically be teetering on the edge of becoming stressed. What you have to remember is that the more you burden yourself to perform, is the more stressed you become. So just try to maintain that balance, if that even exists, because there's more equilibrium. Maintain the balance of performance and arousal. Maintain the balance of performance.
You want to do it.
A lifestyle
And
of
it's something
enjoyment.
It's something that you want to do.
Yeah, do what you want to do.
Make sure
Stop doing things that people tell you could do, because that self-fulfilling prophecy will cause you to be unaroused.
Not okay. Like I say, remember when I was telling Nisa? That was last week. Yeah, I was telling Nisa, what wrong with the garbage, man? What wrong? If you really want to do, just make sure that's something you want to do.
Yeah.
Who cares what other people think?
So plenty of us, again, me knocking you on your job because you need a job to survive.
If that's what you actually want, nah, I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about a career. Because plenty of people have jobs.
Yeah.
Majority of these girls out there have jobs.
Just jobs.
They don't really have a career.
Right? But I'm not knocking that. We're not even talking to the women here. We're talking to the men.
But no, what I'm saying, the same ones who are courses, the ones who don't really have jobs. So I'm talking about an actual career. What it is that you want to be known for in this life.
Yeah. What's the impact you want to leave? Today or tomorrow, your eyes closed, what you want people to know.
And it can be about that thing, boy. If that's the
I was Casanova.
Actually, I could say he had not something. Because he's not going to be Casanova.
It is kind of highly unlikely.
At the end of the day, keep in mind, Casanova was very highly educated. One, Casanova put a whole memoir of his entire life. You know how that kind of...
He performed.
It's not like we just talking about it like there was a book. He wrote.
He performed, yeah.
4,000 and some pages.
Voluminous.
It's like, I think it was
voluminous works.
I think it was 6 volumes of his shit.
Yeah.
So he well documented his shit.
How much of us could really say that we have a documented life?
That's what I'm saying. And I don't want from childhood till, it's somebody really, because I read like the first volume. Some of it was boring as shit. Some of it was boring as shit because it was about a 5-year-old boy and the first time he find love and whatever.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
he still documented it.
All he ain't not doing that. Like, stop this shit.
Well, I don't even remember what your mother used to carry when I was 10 years and things. So don't even try that now. What you have to do is start to create a new way going forward.
Why
start
reinvent
creating
the wheel?
new habits.
It does feel like, why reinvent the wheel? You want to be the greatest lover.
You have Google, look for stress curves, start to research what that is, and start to make your life a little bit more aligned with performance and enjoy any things you want to do. Right? Anything else you want to add for them, big dog?
Them losers? All I'm going to tell you is, just remember, if you don't remember anything else, when that girl that you wasted time to go on a date for, you took out, you spend your hard-earned dollars, or you probably borrowed from your mother or whoever. Niggas. Anyway, you do all of that for this girl that really don't like it anyway.
Yeah, she's just using it.
Get up and leave.
You become empowered brothers.
Get up and leave. That money that you would have spent could have been better spent and you'd actually enjoy the outcome of it.
Yeah. Buy equipment. Put it on your purpose.
Put it towards a trade.
Yeah. Learn a skill. Do something different.
It have code. It have a code academy. You can
all different manners and skills.
Do something.
You need to perform better, brethren.
Because at that point in time, if you're doing this for girls, when you do that and behind a purpose, the girls that's run you down when you actually on something are proper.
Yeah.
Go be better than the girls you're wanting. So that's what I say. Ceto theory
don't exist.
Doesn't
Stop
exist.
fighting and losing.
There's
battle.
always another girl. Always remember that. There is always another girl.
Right? So, gentlemen, this was the interjection. The mid-bit.
Interjection now.
Pause. Yeah.
This was the
interjection. I had to say the interjection because this was where we had to stop and take account of ourselves as men. You understand? We bring back the ladies on them, but we just had to have a little pause.
intervention. That's the way they want to say.
Dog, I mean...
They use Cartesian plane.
Interpollinating. Right? So we had an intervention, thanks G. And we want to make sure now when we bring the ladies on, we have understanding that we are not the type of losers that will just accept what has been given to us. We got to go and create and make it so we can enjoy the arousal much more. I am going to talk about this no longer. Toolman.
Next week. Yeah, this is probably going to be the lowest viewed one because it's talking about men and the dog girls.
No one cares.
No one cares.
All right.
That's the name of this episode. No one cares.
I like that way. Right. So,
hee-haw.
Later.